I'm Pieterjan. I'm product marketeer at Sensolus, and welcome to this new episode of Track and Talk, our channel where we keep track on how we can track your assets from small box to a giant container with the help of IoT. And today I'm joined by Laurence.
Hello.
Welcome, Laurence. You are co-founder of this company, but also the product manager. And today we're going to talk about the white paper you have written. And it's quite an important topic because at Sensolus, one of the core values is the ease of use of our tools. So maybe before we dive into the topic, also something before we dive into the topic, I also want to know what gives you the energy in personal life. I was always almost forgetting about it. What is giving you the energy?
What gives me the energy? It's not running Ironmans, it's not running marathons, but it's like small things in life.
Yeah.
I try to find energy all day long by having a good chat with my colleagues, by hearing the birds in the morning, doing short bike rides, all kind of stuff.
All right. So this chat gives you a lot of energy. I'm happy to hear that. Now, the white paper is about ease of use of technology. Certainly in IoT, that can be a challenge. Before we dive into the white paper, why is it important for us at Sensolus that it's easy to use our solutions?
Yes, I think for technology, it's always important to be easy to use because technology is all around in our lives. We need it for everything. Yeah. And there are a lot of kind of users. So you have very technical people, engineers.
Yeah, that's correct.
And you have like normal people like me. I'm a sociologist from education. So I always look from a broader societal perspective also like, okay, what type of users do we have? So I think, yes, it's very important that you aim at different target groups when you develop something and not only looking from your own engineering perspective.
Yeah, I can relate. I'm a marketing guy, so when I hear our engineers, super smart people talking about technology, I also sometimes get confused, but our users need to be sure what they're doing. So very interesting topic to handle and in our white paper, and we will address three main topics here. So first topic is how we can activate this tracker, just how easy it is. Second one is the fact the data coming in from the platform. How do we visualize it in a way that everyone can understand? And last but not least, because it's super important, why is the one-stop philosophy in Sensolus so important in IoT? So I think that's a good thing to address. Starting with the first topic, we say it's as easy as you stick a sticker, but what do we mean with that when you install a tracker like that?
Yes, that's a super good thing about low power wide area networks is you don't need gateways, you don't need cables. You just activate the tracker and it's directly connected to the internet.
So we can say ultra light infrastructure. So
yes, absolutely. So the tracker has already a lot of intelligence inside. So we can already configure it in a way that it will behave in the right way. But but maybe the easiest thing is we just need a magnet to activate the tracker. So our customer gets the tracker, then he just or she just has to put the magnet on the tracker, and then you see the light start burning, and then it's activated. It's directly connected to the internet without any IP configuration, whatever we need to do.
First thing that my concern would be is like I have thousands of these trackers in the field, I have to update them.
Yes, well, there are two things I think that we do at Sensolus where we are also good at these two things, a lot of other things too, is we already track so many assets. So we know behavior or how assets behave. We know that containers, that when you drop them somewhere, it takes quite some time before they are standing still, or you know that a trailer, it can stop at the traffic light and then it starts again. So we know a lot of the behavior of assets and we translate this behavior into our tracker. So our tracker is in fact already configured to have the right behavior. To know when an asset stops and that is different when it's for a container or when it's for a trailer.
That leads to my next question, because we have these kind of assets, we put our assets on, but mounting the assets, the tracker on an asset sometimes can be a challenge as well. How do we make it easy? You talked about retrofit in your white paper. How do we approach this?
Yes. So a lot of people think when they talk about Internet of Things, that's about really smart objects already. But what we choose is to create a very generic tracker, but we put a lot of intelligence on the inside, but you can put them on a lot of different kind of assets because the intelligence about the asset is already in the tracker. So you can just really stick it our original name was Stick and Track. Our first platform was named Stick and Track and not Sensolus. So you can just put a sticker, a very strong one on it, and you can put it on any asset, but you can also use some other things to attach or mount the tracker, but it's really very easy. And we want everybody being able to do it, not only specialists.
Everyone in the field working with these trackers need to be able to install them.
Yeah.
So if I summarize this topic, we have three main things. First of all, activating this tracker is super easy. Just use the magnet. It's pre-configured also. Updating these devices in the field is also very easy with our device management on the platform. And last but not least, ultra-light infrastructure. You don't need to set up infrastructure or draw cables. This is just directly connected to the internet, which makes it very easy to get.
Yes, but what I want to add is we want, in fact, to have it first time right for our customers.
Okay,
so we hope we do not have to push any updates remotely.
Right,
we can, and it's very easy to do. But ideally, and it works very often, we just put the right configurations already on the tracker, and the customer doesn't have to do anything.
All right. By the way, in our previous talk, we had Jeremy on this show, and he talked about the device management more in detail. So if you want to find out more, just take a look at the previous track and talk. Now, moving forward to the next topic is data is coming in from these devices. What is the best dashboard you can set up and where you need to think about to make sure it's not a data overkill for the user?
Yes. Indeed, for sure, trackers generate a lot of data. And it's all captured in the cloud, but of course, we do not show all this data on the platform. So Sensolus has a web application, but also a mobile phone application. There you see some easy visualizations, easy to make a right interpretation. For example, in a geozone, how many assets are there on a map? Where are my assets? So we have these easy visualizations that we provide by default to our customers.
Right.
But in addition, customers can also create their own dashboards. And it's really a drag and drop system. How they can create their own data visualizations from the data that they need to know, because different people in a company want to see different things. So we really have this custom personalized dashboard creation wizard.
Yeah, like I can imagine that I'm in the field and I don't have my laptop with me, but I do have my mobile phone with me. With the mobile app, it's also easy to access the data while you're in the field and also updating in.
Yes.
If I understand.
Yes,
correctly.
both.
Yeah.
We have a full-blown mobile app and also a platform.
All right. And you're talking about the platform, but I can imagine you can also connect with ERPs from our clients. So it's open API, which means you can connect to any system that's there available, which is also an example of ease of use, I would imagine.
Yes, for sure. Some companies really have already a lot of systems in use, and they just want to add some extra data on their assets and their existing platforms, their existing ERP systems. So it's very easy with our API system. I know every data channel is accessible via API, but also the other way around. If they have a system, but they want to use the Sensolus platform, they can also integrate their data in our platforms. We're working both ways.
And indeed, Steven, our VP engineer, talks about this in another track and talk. So also, if you are interested, please take a look. It's more technical talk with the smart people, Laurence from the technical department, but it's very interesting to hear him talking about how you can set up an integration. So 3 things to remember. So when I access the platform, I have pre-configured dashboards and I can also customize them. Secondly, I can use the app to easily update, but also access the data coming from the tracker. And last thing was the integration part. I can easily integrate with the existing system I'm using today. Which brings me to maybe the most important topic, because it's really part of our vision at Sensolus, is the one-stop shop. And why is a one-stop vision important in IoT?
Yes.
That's really an important thing to address here. Yeah.
This is already since the start of Internet of Things companies that you see people really working in one domain, like the hardware or the platform. And Sensolus has always chosen to be a one-stop shop, an integrated solution where we try to help people that they don't need any IT department or technical knowledge to make the thing happening, so to make it work. So what do? Our tracker, you see, there are some screws, but inside you have the batteries already placed, and we also have the SIM card. The SIM card creates a connection to the internet. We have the SIM card that's there. You must know coverage things, this is really where we use the NB-IoT network, and not everywhere in the world you already have this network. But we see, depending on where the customer is located, that the network works just like this. And that's what we mean with one-stop shop, that although it's very complex, having a good Internet of Things application running for industries, we try to already take away a lot of the hassle by having these integrated products.
So if there's a problem, you have one person to call to, and that's your contact person at Sensolus. You don't have to call to the battery provider, to the SIM card provider, to the hardware provider. Just call us and you're served, okay? Maybe to finish, can you give last example of how it's really implied in a certain industry we work for? We work in a lot of industries, but maybe just give an example and then show how many elements come together in this type of example.
I think another thing from the one-stop shop maybe is also that we have the combined indoor-outdoor tracking.
Okay, good point.
And the industries, you often have like dedicated system for indoor tracking, RFID gateways, for example, and then outdoor tracking, often GPS. But we have all these technologies in this tracker, and then depending on where the tracker is or the asset is, the other technologies are used. For me, this is also one of the ideas of one-stop shop. That you don't need different systems, you just have one system, one device.
Yeah, I can imagine if you're now a construction company or transport and logistics, your assets travel. I mean, they can go indoor, outdoor. Then it's good to have a combination of technologies to make sure that your assets are always visible and easy to track.
For example, we use it for tracking of material on the tarmac of airports.
Ground supported.
That's the word.
That's something airport, but we found it, ground support equipment.
So these GSE equipment, you have like these dollies where they put all the luggage on. You have like these elevators where people walk to the airplane, and a lot of other material that's standing there. And of course, it's important that it's not standing in the way and that's maintained very well, because there are people there, there are airplanes passing by. So often these assets are outdoor, and they just attach such a tracker on it. But if they are indoor for maintenance, they also know where indoor it's placed, for example. And of course, in airports, you cannot just take an electricity plug or use the Wi-Fi to connect your stuff onto. So very important there is also that everything is wireless, tracking inside, tracking outside, no IT department. They need to know about it, but they are not involved or do not have to change anything to their settings when our solution is rolled out.
All right, so two things I will take away. So the fact that we know everything from this device, from the battery to also insights on the platform. We have a one-stop philosophy, really makes an advantage for the customer that they can only call us and we can help them. And also the flexibility of our solution. It's a blend of technology which enables our clients just to work with us, with Sensolus, to serve a lot of use cases, because use cases is what drives IoT, of course. I think we can close off.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Laurence, for the interesting talk. I would say go to the website. We have the white paper available to be downloaded. And if you have questions or if you want to reach out, please do so. We're happy to help you. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.